It has not even filled up one container.
Yet it took like 90% of that.
Yeah, like that's crazy how much better they all fit inside of here. Welcome home, Rep Pack. It's your boy Marcus here, and welcome to Comfort Cartoons, the show where I collect absolutely everything from the late 90s, 2000s, all the way to the modern day. And I'm also trying to create the world's biggest Spongebob and the world's biggest Nickelodeon collection. And the creator of this channel actually happened to be a librarian for the Smithsonian for a couple of years. Just quite the resume. But I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and if you guys aren't, you know the drill. Nickelodeon secret files, camera, flip.
What's his name? What's his name? I got nothing on a name.
It's about to get a whole lot brighter, Rep Pack, because your boy is here. And today is gonna be an amazing video, because if you guys don't know, on this channel I'm trying to collect everything from the 90s, 2000s, Nickelodeon, you know, the intro. But I collect a lot of Nickelodeon stuff, but not just Nickelodeon. I have a Cartoon Network room, I have a Disney room. When it comes to animation, that is my entire life and the things that I love the most. And in this particular room, we have been trying to collect all things Nickelodeon, especially the Sponge. And when you're collecting all that stuff, some things are items. We get awesome toys like you see on screen. We get awesome statues we collected on the channel. We even got shoes. But sometimes we get some stuff that's not quite as big. And it comes in paperwork fashion. There's papers, there's menus, there's magazines, there's special DVD cases, there's autographed pictures. There's all types of different things that are very flat. And today we are focusing on the flattest things in life. But today, guys, we're gonna be focusing on this part of the collection. If you guys watch the channel, you may know what I've already been talking about, and that is our files. So over here, these are all different things. I mean, we have the Nickelodeon magazines, we have some Spongebob comic books, we have some book covers. On this channel, I'm trying to preserve these things and protect them for future generations, so we can protect this era of our childhood, and also be able to have all of it for reference whenever we need to talk about it on the channel. This little display stand is where we've been putting the files, and it is on its last leg. It's starting to lean, because
I mean, if that's the last leg, that must be Fred's leg.
So on Fred's very fragile leg, we have to take some of this weight off of it. So we're taking all this stuff out today, and that is because we have a brand new filing cabinet. So you guys can see we have a bunch of room. We only took up these two little cubby holes here. And honestly, I refrained from putting a lot of files in protectors because I knew we had such limited room, but now we can go crazy as far as adding all of our archival pieces. So first, we gotta move all this stuff onto the table, and then let me explain what we're gonna be doing. Okay, so our new containers are these guys right here. We have orange and green. You also can drop file holders inside of here, which I may do eventually, but for right now, there's no exact organization for it, just because there's a lot of different stuff, and it's all Nickelodeon themed. It all is art categorized in itself. But we have these guys right here, which are plastic protectors, and they work for the basic paper size, but obviously we can just fold them and different stuff like that for smaller pieces. And many of you guys always ask me where I get these at, and these guys right here are the last layer of protection, and that is to prevent against scratching and also a level of bending too, if you keep them inside of a file protector. But these guys right here, ooh, you smell that? So tell me, does it smell like a kindergarten classroom?
Oh, like crayons and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it smells like a classroom, and this is just the plastic. These are dry erase covers. So these are for students or teachers that don't really want to, you know, have to use a lot of paper. So you put the paper inside of here, and then you give the kids dry erase markers, so that way they can do the test or whatever it is they're doing without wasting that piece of paper. But for our usage, we use them in here to protect our documents, give them a nice visible look so we can take a look at them, and they even have a hook up here so you can hook them up somewhere if you want to for display. So we're gonna be using those today to cover all of our documents, and then we have all of these black ones right here. I found these at a garage sale, and I just used them temporarily, but they're like comparatively, like that's way foggier. So these guys are way clearer. We're gonna be swapping out some of the black ones and putting these into the binder. Hopefully we'll have everything in these beautifully new clear covers, and we'll get to see what we have and check this stuff on a deeper level. And by the end of this, we'll have all this stuff organized in our filing cabinet, prepared for more adventures. Okay, so we are gonna go through everything, but this is gonna be a longer video, so we have to go through some of it faster than other things. But we have some stuff over here that we actually never even documented recently, and that's because we haven't had the space for them. And one of these items right here seems to be a gallery grub that we actually got from, I think, a Nick box or something like that. And let's compare this to our actual Gillette grub up there and see if it's accurate. So far, so good. The double patty, what is it, $2?
$2, yeah. With C cheese, $2.25. Triple patties,
literally, it's
$3.
exact. I mean, based off of these two versions, we do have the most accurate version of the actual Gillette grub up there in the roof. Ryan will pop up on screen though some of the many variations that we've seen of the actual gallery grub. And if you see down here, there's actually a warranty. It's just very, very small. But we've seen all those different variations of the Galley Grub. And there's even that episode where Mr. Krabs decides just to add zeros to all the prices because he finds out zero is like the best number ever to add to multiply his profits. We love these type of items here in the cavern because we get to talk about them, detail them, see what we would make. Like right now on screen, you can make your own meal for only $10. I mean, somehow Bubble Bass got this.
I'll take a double triple bossy deluxe on a raft, 4x4 animal style, extra shingles with a shimmy and a squeeze.
For $2, so I mean.
What a deal, man.
Krusty Krab prices aren't too bad. Let's go ahead and add this one to our file. So this is an unfortunate one because we don't have a file that's big enough for this, but if it's just rolled up like this, eventually it's gonna get more damage than this anyway, and I'm not gonna be framing it due to the fact that I do have a wooden version of it up in the room already. So I'm gonna be lightly folding this one. This is probably one of the few documents we are gonna do this with, just because it's the only way we'll be able to get it inside these particular file size. And if we're trying to preserve all the files, this is the form factor that fits the majority of files. But what we do is we're gonna put it inside of a plastic protector just like this, flip it over and then seal it, and then we put inside of our covers just like this, which will protect it from scrapes and damage and also make it much easier to handle. So that's our first piece right there. I think that looks beautiful just like that. That just makes me so satisfied and happy. So these guys will fit in just like this sideways, and look at how many of these we are gonna be able to add in here. It's gonna be awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. You guys are gonna see us go through a lot of stuff. I'll pause it on some of the more notable pieces that are in the collection, and we'll talk about each and every piece, but some pieces are gonna be more fast forwarded than others. So for our next piece, we're gonna be adding a bunch of these in. These are the cards. We have different greeting cards, different holiday cards, and this isn't all of them. I'm sure we're gonna find other ones as we go through these, but we put a bunch of them together, and some of them we didn't get a chance to document at all. So we have the May I Take Your Order right here, which is a beautiful one with all of the glitter. So this is gonna be like a specialized one we're gonna put with this one right here, because some of them we are gonna put together, so that way we can conserve some space, but we'll layer them like this so they're not on top of one another. In the cases like this guy, where it's actually got some depth to it, it says, lights, camera, action, shout, time to get all the sillies out. And then we got Spongebob, says, best day ever, and he's on the best day ever stage. That's brilliant, you know? I could literally listen to that all day. And the song is Happy Birthday to You by Jay Hill and Patty S. Hill. Somebody wrote Happy Birthday to You in 1935. Some Hill out there, some Jimmy or Margaret or Bobby Hill is out there profiting still to this day off of a 1935 birthday song. God, capitalism is interesting. So now we have them all like this. So our more general cards are all in this one, just because some of the 99-cent, $2 cards that don't really have too much going on with them. And then here's all of our envelopes. And then for these ones, since these are more premium and ones that I actually could see myself pulling out for reference to show you guys in an example sometimes, I want to make these ones very visible and know which ones I'm grabbing for. So we put both those just like that, double stacked, so we can see both of them. So now we can go ahead and add both of these guys in here as well. And dude, it just takes up like no space at all. So then the next one right here, you guys saw I got this balloon at Five Below, like I said, so we just added this one to a birthday party type bin, and you guys might see us go back to this particular one, and some of the smaller items are going to share containers because it's not going to damage them. And not just that, it's to conserve space, not just for space for more stuff, but just because, you know, resources, and also, you know, just smart. It's a smart.
Smarter.
Yeah, more smarter bird. This guy can stay by itself, and that is the SpongeBob SquarePants Broadway the Musical balloon. I don't think this one needs to be with anything else unless we find some SpongeBob Broadway stuff that's like smaller. This guy is awesome. Ryan will show the clip of us deflating this guy. And also, if you could find one like actually on stage being like thrown around, that would be cool too. This one right here is from the SpongeBob SquarePants SpongeBob Mail Pants promotion that they had going on, where they actually had SpongeBob mailboxes across the country. And this is a perfect time to tell you guys I have a special item. Maybe not the mailbox itself, maybe something similar, who knows. I have an awesome item I'm going to be featuring on the channel very, very soon here, so make sure you subscribe for that. That is in relation to this particular promotion, but one of my dreams is to be able to own one of those mailboxes. So if you know anybody out there who has one of those mailboxes, let me know. Until then, this guy's going in the file protector. Okay, and then right here we have the Backyardigans CD here, and this was sent in fan mail by Eddie Bowling in 2022. So if you guys haven't before seen it, we label everything that somebody sends in on fan mail that we add into the collection with a little label in the back. So shout out to our man Eddie. Thank you so much. This Backyardigans disc is so cool because Backyardigans was a show that was pretty big when it was out, and then it kind of faded into obscurity, and then was resurrected by TikTok.
Song is catchy, yeah.
Which songs are you thinking about? Castaway.
Yeah, the Exactly. I was gonna say there was like a big one. It was the Castaway song.
And I don't think a lot of people would have expected that from a show like Backyardigans, so we're gonna add this guy in. And the next one we have up here, we have the Spongebob TV guide, the TV cure. Anxious, sad, lonely. How did they bind my personal thoughts and put it in a TV guide? That's just messed up. But it's a fact of life sometimes for everybody. It says watch these and feel better. That is the definition of the Comfort Cartoons channel. On this channel, I try to make this as much of an escape as I possibly can for everybody. That's why we don't talk about politics. We don't talk about like relationships. We don't talk about world events really that much unless they're funny. And I think SpongeBob is a perfect representation of that. And that's why I love this particular book so much. It really encapsulates what SpongeBob is. It is an escape from all of those feelings. You get to hang out with awesome friends in an amazing environment. There's not that much anxiety because I mean the world is so well built and the sponge survives it all. And how can you be sad when you're looking at him? So that's definitely one of my favorite pieces here in the collection, and like I said, a huge inspiration here on the channel. So let's go ahead and put that guy in a new protector. Could put it in the protector and put it inside of the archival bin. This next one right here is a beautiful piece we are adding to the collection, and that is the Rugrats movie book that came out, the official magazine. But why this one is important into the collection, because you can see it's a little grime right here, a little discoloration on the tag. This particular book was actually taken out of a Kmart that I worked at. I worked at the store for like a year, and the entire time I was there, this was underneath the shelves that I was walking by daily. When they tore down the store and they ended up closing it, one of my friends that worked there and actually is a member of the channel here actually sent me a picture of what they looked like underneath, and whew, I just slapped a chicken sandwich right down there. Would you eat it? I rolled it across this area.
Oh, no.
That is absolutely, it is horrid under there. The store was there since the 1960s, so who knows what other stuff was down there, but what's important is I got this from my friend, so we're gonna add this in its own document folder, a little cleaner one, because this one's kind of foggy, and then add it to the bin. All right, so there it is inside of a brand new protector, looking clean as ever, and protected for the next years ahead of it. Let's go ahead and put it inside of our next document, and as we get more, of course, it's gonna fill this up easier. Okay, let's keep it moving. Next up here, we have the Rugrats #1, and this was sent in fan mail by Martine Garcia, and that is why, like I said, this is the second one we've mentioned here, but those labels help me out so much. We have so many different things here. It's so awesome to be able to just check on the back and see exactly who is the awesome person who sent it in. And this is Rugrats #1. We do have another copy of it, as you guys know, back here, which is the Matt Frank copy, and a 9.8, which I love so much. But we have to have the original classic cover. That looks pretty foggy as well, so let's swap it out. All right, got him in there, and into the bin. Okay, next up we have is the Pest of the West meal bag. This is the actual meal bag that you would have gotten at Burger King back in the day if you went during 2008. We have not reviewed the Pest of the West toys on this channel, but that's definitely something we're gonna have to do. But this one's going in the bin. Next up we have the How to Draw for Fairly Odd Parents. I remember them actually having like little bits during the actual Nickelodeon airing where Butch Hartman would come on and show you how to draw different characters. And now he has a whole YouTube channel where he just draws like Star Wars characters, Ben 10, like literally anybody is a Fairly Odd Parents character. But this was the original How to Draw. I gotta say, this one was a cool one I wanted to document. I didn't even put it in our normal Nickelodeon library, which sits over here to our left. Oh, now this is a cool one. That is a DS game cover. I actually kind of forgot this was in here.
That's sick.
The Nicktoons Avengers, dude. Who do you think SpongeBob would be in the Avengers?
Captain America.
Captain America? I think you're right on that. What about Jimmy?
Oh, Jimmy's smarter, so maybe Wasp or Ant-Man, because he flies.
Oh, okay. I was thinking Iron Man.
Oh, you know, that's actually a good point.
Yeah, he's definitely the Iron Man. He's like the Tony Stark.
And then that's Doctor Strange, because he can
You're right.
go in and out.
And then what is Patrick?
I would say Thor, because he's just kind of dumb and
or what about freaking Black Widow, because he looks great in freaking heels.
Yeah, he does.
And then Tack would be like, I don't know, like the Black Panther, or since he kind of died earlier than the rest, he could also be like Quicksilver. But this guy right here is going in there. I would never use this on a DS unless I got another one, so I'm gonna go put this in our files. And this was a promotional item that they released. I don't even know where. So this right here features the Decades in Diapers era of Nickelodeon, and who would have known that eventually this would become its own show, being all grown up. But if you put all the designs together, they actually do link link up, but you can see you have Lil down here, Phil in the background, and then the jar reflect them as a little older. And then over here we have the same thing with Tommy, and I think Chucky's looks the best holding the Reptar and his glasses. Yeah, and then we've got Angelica right here with the bubbles, looking like Spongebob over here. You forgot the technique clearly. But these guys right here, I put in the files because like I couldn't bear to put them in the book collection because they're so paper thin, the covers, that they have to be protected like files. And just an awesome piece to represent the Rugrats and All Grown Up. And we're keeping all the Nick magazines to a separate section because I have some new Nick magazines that you guys have never seen we're gonna be adding, and they're gonna be getting their own bin because there's so many Nick magazines we're trying to preserve, and not just that, trying to slowly complete the collection. And it might take some time, but we have to know what we have before we get there. So over here is just some covers. This is actually a Gravity Falls related item, and this is actually the book slip cover for the actual journal number 3. In here we have some more DVD slip covers. We are gonna be changing out this foggy one we have here. We have the book cover for Yang Shin. We have the DVD covers I showed you guys earlier for Korra. We have the DVD cover for the next 100 episodes, and we even have some napkins here, but these napkins I will be putting inside of that party folder you just saw earlier. And let's go ahead and change all these foggy covers out for the clean ones. Okay, so you guys can see we cleaned all of these guys up. Let's go ahead and add them. The only one we're gonna be minusing is the Gravity Falls, which is gonna go inside. And the napkins, I did opt to keep them separately just because these are vintage napkins for SpongeBob, and I just think they're too cool to be separated with the other general party stuff. Next up, we have the fruit roll-ups, the free stamper in here. I mean, I have seen the stampers a lot, but I've not seen the box but one time, and that is the box that you guys see here. And it even comes with the fruit roll-up actual package and the actual strip of paper that came with the fruit roll-up. And I did a whole video on this whole boxing that I did. If you guys haven't seen it on the channel, go check it out. But this guy right here, of course, we gotta change that foggy cover right on out. And now it's protected for the future years to come. And then the same thing over here, we actually have the Rugrats in Paris one, except for, man, these old covers sucked. Like, that one's just like beaten up, and this one's so foggy, the glare is insane on them. I'm so glad that we're swapping these guys out. Nice, yeah, that's what we're hoping for, is a nice clear view on everything, and enough protection to know that it's gonna be in there, preserved for many years to come. Okay, and then next up we have the Rugrats Go Wild Adventures comic book right here. If you guys went to Burger King and you went into the store, they would give you these activity books with your kids' meal, so that way you have something to do while you wait for your food. Even though it's fast food, like how long are you really waiting, you know? It's just because you're going home with this stuff. And you even have this scratch and sniff card, which I would love to add to our Nickelodeon documents, but currently we do not have one in the collection, so you at least have a picture here on the back on this guy. And then this guy we're going to put right on in.
Wait, I don't know about that one. Vision's a little foggy. It looks like you might need to change it.
Oh, yep, you're right.
Give him a better prescription. There we go.
There we go. Someone was told me the grass is much greener on the other side. There it is.
Now we got that 2020.
Beautiful. Okay, and then we've got some more of these guys. Man, I was dedicated to these ugly, foggy bags. But we have the Rugrats Go Wild meal bag, and this one looks a little bit torn up, and you guys can see this was, you know, before I had it, so now we're gonna be able to preserve this guy at least where it's at. And we have the awesome meal toys that came out for it as well, which we have never reviewed this on any channel, so I would love to review these on the channel. This one in particular looks very interesting to me.
I can't even tell what it is. Is it like a magnet maze? Oh, it is.
And then we have the other one, but this is the Rugrats regular bags. This is the original bag for the Rugrats series. No promotion about the movie or anything like that. And it was owned by Besma.
Interesting name.
Yeah, she kept it. Shout out to Besma though. Interesting name. And I love it, Besma. But you guys can see, we couldn't show off both artwork styles just because of the way it folds. But both these are foggy. Let's change them out. All right, dropping those guys in there. We're getting kind of full on our first one. A little halfway. I mean, not too bad. The next up, we have some more Rugrats here. Still foggy. We have the applesauce containers. And this is the actual lid that went on the applesauce containers for Rugrats applesauce. I have no clue how the person who had these originally kept them. But like I said, I did a whole video on it. Go check it out. Unbelievable. Foggy background though, so let's change that out. Perfect, right inside this little Tommy Pickles baby blue. And then one of my favorite pieces, we have the actual Rugrats crown that they had at Burger King at that time. This one is not in the best shape. You'll see there's some rips back here and stuff like that. If I could get this one again in better shape, I think I would go ahead and get a long style frame for it. I think that would be really cool. Just to have some of the Nickelodeon crowns they released with that long frame. And makes me wonder, was there ever a crown, you think, for the SpongeBob movie?
I mean, presumably there'd have to be, wouldn't there?
I mean, you would think, because I mean, there's the crown still around then. Because if so, they missed an opportunity of not making it Neptune's crown.
It's not that noticeable.
they might be out there. If there's a crown, Ryan's already popped it up on screen. And if you saw it pop up on screen, assume it's one of my biggest goals and destinies. Okay, I'm gonna find that crown. Next up, we have the mac and cheese. These are the actual mac and cheese containers for the original Rugrats mac and cheese you see here. We have Cynthia up here. We have the kind of squiggle background that you usually see with the Rugrats. But fun fact, you got Dill on there, so it must have been after the movie. And then you have the background right here with the Spot the Difference. It is a lot of fun here. And you guys know when I collect SpongeBob stuff, I'm very fortunate to have some of the macaroni and cheese as you guys see back there still in the box. I have not gotten lucky enough to find the Rugrats one still in their container, but we do have 2 packages right here, so at least we have that. But before we put this in there, Tommy, Angelica, Chucky, Baby Dill, Susie, Spike, Phil, and Lil. Who are you gonna eat first?
What?
Who are you eating first?
Well, you couldn't have asked me a weirder question. How am I supposed to answer that?
That's true. The obvious answer is Spike.
You gonna eat a dog?
Well, I'm not gonna eat a baby. It's the lesser of 2 evils, Mitchell. But we have another meal bag right here. Don't spend too much on this one because you guys already have seen some of these meal bags from the same series. Over here we have the original Rugrats Mott's applesauce. Is the original packaging for it. So we definitely got to get this one in a clearer cover so we can see that guy. And over here we even have the original fry bag for the Rugrats movie, along with the large size fry bag. But let's go ahead and put this fry bag behind those so we can see this guy, and we'll put these in some clear covers. So we have all those 3 protected. Let's go ahead and add them all together and drop those guys into.
Looks so good.
I know, the purple looks so clean on that one especially, but I think this one almost looks like photo ready.
Yeah.
All right, next up here we have the meal bag for Truth or Square right here. And Mitchell, you just saw this episode recently, so how do you feel about Truth or Square?
And the concept was cool, the stories they told, but like the whole camera thing was a little weird.
Oh, my house is on TV.
All of our houses are on TV.
I mean, that could have been a throwaway joke, or many people have a lot of theories about that particular scene, so definitely an awesome episode if you haven't seen Truth or Square. We'll be reviewing that set very soon to the channel, even though we have it already on display up there. Eventually, we're gonna get to that one where we catalog the entire set here on the channel. But that guy fits in right here. I think the black actually works pretty good for him. And Miss Daisy wanted to come in here and say hi to you guys. She came in here. We had to stop the camera for a minute because she was yelping, and now she wants to just kind of camp out on the table. So it's gonna be a little bit before we turn the camera back on here. But next up, we actually have some more birthday stuff. So like I said, we're gonna run across some of the same things here. We'll probably put them in the previous folders, and in some cases like this one where it's already pretty thick, we're just gonna change this stuff out and I'll add it in that same area where we had the party stuff. But you have some awesome ones here. You have the green label right here for the actual party banner, and my personal favorite, the ARG Treasure green label bags. All right, so we have all those guys right here in a black one as well. And I think in the future when we start doing these, I think I will pick colors based off it, because we'll have, you know, this is just so many we're adding right now, it has to be a little random. But when we get the full scale of colors again, every item we get, we'll pick a certain color based off what we think would work best with it. This right here is one of my favorite books. We had to document it rather than putting it in the bookshelf. And this is a book where Nickelodeon explains how the election process works to kids. Election connection on Nickelodeon. And I think it is a very, very beautiful book because from my reading of it, there was no real clear agenda, which you do have with a lot of stuff now, whether it be for whatever direction or whatever mindset you have. This one just pretty much just goes over the clear facts of how the election works. And I love that aspect of it. And it is information that unfortunately we do have to learn at some point in life, or I never really officially did, but this book helped. So I definitely recommend this book. I definitely had to make sure we catalog this one. I even want to get a new piece of plastic for it because that one looked a little smoggy, and add into a brand new cover. And there we go. We have that guy covered too. Next up, we have the Rugrats the Movie storybook, and this is an actual storybook of the full Rugrats in Paris movie, and it's pretty much what you'd expect. Ryan will put some images on screens from the book, amazing illustrations, but most importantly, let's get this foggy cover off. And this one we're gonna go ahead and put in that purple too, because man, that purple works really good in a lot of them.
Rugrats and purple are just meant to be.
Yeah, that looks so good. And we got that guy in there. Oh, we have one more purple one left. I think it's perfect for this one, even though it's already in a kind of clear one. This is the Rugrats All Grown Up bag for Wendy's. So two things, you don't really see a lot of all grown up merchandise. And not just that, Wendy's is some of the harder ones to get when it comes to the meal toys and the products and stuff like that, just because I feel like there's way less Wendy's out there than there are Burger Kings and McDonald's. For sure, McDonald's. But let's go ahead and seal this guy up, and we're gonna put this one inside of a purple bag as well, because like it's almost like it changes colors. Like you put it in there,
elevated. Yeah,
it just like elevates it. I like that word, elevated. It's like freaking anything in life that just starts elevating, or it's like There we go. We have the Rugrats all grown up covered right there. Man, I really love the way that one looks there. There's so many of these pieces in the documents are damn near frameable, honestly. But this is the best way we could preserve them without my entire walls being covered in this awesome stuff. Okay, the next up, this one is a personal letter from Nickelodeon. As you can see, it has the Nickelodeon font right here. And I'm having Ryan blur out my address and stuff like that. I have a couple little letters like this from Nickelodeon, and I mean, to me, they're really, really cool. I even have some small little paychecks and some like checks from Nickelodeon and stuff like that too. And most people probably would just throw that stuff away, but for me, I had to keep them and archive them just because it's cool. Like, you know, I got a freaking paycheck from Nickelodeon. Like, what the hell?
Not many people could say that, so.
Yeah, like, that's pretty dope, especially when I love Nickelodeon as much as I do. And then not just that, they did it all on the Sanjay and Craig like art sheet here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy, actually it's already pretty protected well in this orange one, so we're just gonna add that guy straight in. This guy right here is actually some more cards, I think. So I think this is just another card, which got in fan mail from McKenna Reyna, and also some other cards here. So all of these ones right here, we'll just go ahead and add these into a sleeve and put it in here, and we'll have a new one for cards. So there we go, I got those guys in it. Let's go ahead and drop it in the bin. We're almost done with most of our files besides the Nickelodeon magazines, and we haven't even filled up the bin. So that just shows you, I mean, this completely took up those 2 bins over there. With these, we could fit 9 of these inside of our filing cabinet there, so we have plenty of room for files for a while here. And when it comes to our bookshelf over here, we're gonna be adding the DVDs and stuff, and I think we're gonna have a good amount of room over there too for this whole year, all the awesome adventures and pieces we're gonna be finding. So I'm so glad we're getting this out of the way, and we'll have so much new room and so much more organization when we go through all the products that we do. So over here we have another DVD cover for Spongebob. That one looks pretty clean, so we'll add it in. We have another pretty clean one, and this is a Walmart DVD display that I used a little 4-finger discount.
It appeared one day, you know?
It ended up in my bag, and it ended up in a sleeve and a protector and in the collection, and now it's in there again. Okay, then next up here we have the Spongebob Pest of the West Adventures menu here. This is one of the few we have. I really want to start collecting all of these menu adventure comics, but we do have the Pest of the West one, which if we get the Pest of the West toys in here, that means we have everything. We have the menu, we have the bag, and we also have the toys. So this is an awesome piece to have here, and I definitely, like I said, want to get all of these things framed eventually. So for right now, we'll keep it inside this protector and move it over here to our files. Okay, so now next is a bunch of SpongeBob comic books, and honestly, we're just gonna sleeve the ones that we don't have sleeved up. We have this guy right here, we have this one over here. You guys have heard me go on and on the channel about how much I love the SpongeBob comic books and how they're a great read, all that stuff, so I won't spend too much time on them besides just showing you guys the covers of the ones we currently have. A lot of them being free comic book day ones. And then we have this guy right here, and I am working on getting these SpongeBob comic books. I do have the trades that collect all the books together, 2 of them at least. I'm missing 1, but I do eventually want to get these SpongeBob comic books as well too. But besides the first one that I have a couple copies of back there, I haven't got any of them just because they're pretty pricey. I got the most pricey one checked off my list early because I knew that was only going to get harder from there, but the actual books themselves are pretty pricey, sometimes being between like $10–20 for very basic issues and up in the $40 to $100 for some of the more rare issues. And although I do have a lot of issues, I don't want to pay that much money for them. So I'm gonna try to get them in some kind of lot maybe, or maybe if I can get them in a collection, that'd be awesome one day. And then maybe we'll look for the smaller ones in between. But for right now, this is what we have in the collection. Let's go ahead and add these in their own separate section though from the rest of our files, which is gonna be with the magazines for right now, which we're gonna pull up next. Okay, so we did find 2 more documents that almost got missed, and that's because this one's pretty thick, and that is the Nickelodeon's Porta Cana Hotel Family Suites Resort. Ryan will show it on screen. We've opened it up. I don't want to open it up again. One day I would like to get this guy framed and have it somewhere inside my house, actually. And this is something that they gave away in the grand opening of the new suites. And then this guy right here is the SpongeBob movie promotional bag. You guys saw me pull this guy out from a mystery box that we got a little while ago. So both these guys are going in here, and these are our last documents. That's the last document. The rest of it now is going to be Nickelodeon magazines that are on their own containers. So we got everything. So far, it has not even filled up 1 container.
Yet it took like 90% of that.
Yeah, like that's crazy how much better they all fit inside of here. So now that we have a perfect space for all of these files, I am so happy that we're gonna be able to have a new segment that we're gonna add to the videos, which is gonna be adding stuff to the document folder when it's the case. For a long time, I just put it inside of this thing because we had nowhere else to put it. So we are done with our files here. now we are gonna be pulling up the Nick magazine. It's gonna be a shorter part of this video because we have so many we're gonna be adding. But let me show you which ones we have so far. Okay guys, so for the comic books, they're gonna go inside of here with the Nickelodeon magazines just for now. If ever the comic books outweigh the magazines or vice versa, then they'll get their own container. But for now, they could share one. So for the Nickelodeon magazines, we are gonna have a lot to swap because I see a lot of foggy black. So we're gonna have a lot of work to do, but let's just go through the ones we have here. I mean, these are beautiful covers here. This one is for the Lost in Time area when it came out, it looks like. This is one of my favorite copies of all time. Coolest Nick magazine covers, in my opinion, of all time. And that is the freaking Nega-Chin comic book S cover. We have the Get Pumped, we have a bunch for Time Forgot, we got some Harry Potter, we got some more Harry Potterer, we got Wookiees, we got Lost in Time. Looks like we have two of these guys, so those guys together. We have a Flushed Away one, we got the Jimmy Neutron, we have Kids' Choice Awards, we got Star Wars, another one of my favorites, the Happy Birthday 10th Anniversary Spongebob copy, the 2000s Kids' Choice Awards, Fairly Odd Parents Chillin' Out, Monster Halloween issue. He's back in black for the worst Spider-Man movie yet. But I do love Emo Toby. And then we have giant size comics. We have Rugrats Go Wild. We have the Spider-Man is Here for Spider-Man 2, I believe. Then we have, this is the last and final issue of the Nickelodeon magazine. We have the Thanksgiving cover. We have the beautiful SpongeBob Halloween cover. We have the awesome Fairly Odd Parents Rockin' Out. We got Pop Star right here, SpongeBob Patrick. We have All Eyes on iCarly, which is a freaking awesome one too, because iCarly has a huge presence here on the channel. We talk about it all the time. And we have the Spiderwick Chronicles, which is, that's it for all of our books we have sealed. But Mitchell, besides just covering all these ones, we need to go through all of these ones I've never had a chance to go through that I found in random lots in collections through this time. And also this container right here.
God damn.
Yeah, we have a lot. So Mitchell's gonna be taking all these ones out of these foggy containers and putting in new ones and new better looking protectors. And I'm gonna go through these ones, find the magazines that are salvageable and the ones that are not so salvageable, I'm gonna be putting in a stack. And by not salvageable, I did not do these. Do not blame me. Some of these lost their back covers and their front covers. We're gonna be doing some kind of giveaway on Whatnot with them. So make sure you guys go follow me on Whatnot if you guys haven't already. You get $15 off your first purchase. We give all types of stuff away over there too. Brand new stuff too. Some random wild stuff like this. Go check it out if you haven't already. But let's go ahead and get to organizing. For us, this is going to be a long process, but for you guys, it's going to be a snap. Well, you know what? I'm going to make it a little like what it is for us. Very foggy fadeaway snap. Oh
God.
Oxidation hurts.
Disgusting.
So guys, we got all the Nickelodeon books in here and I got all the ones separated that weren't ones that were salvageable. So all the ones that we're adding are right here. You guys are gonna see all the different copies. And we got the Britney one, we got some more Harry Potter, we have the actual SpongeBob movie one right here, Lights, Camera, Sponge. Little damage, could be better, but it's okay. We got Nacho Man, we got Shrek, we have Narnia, we have Romeo, we have Toy Story, we have Rugrats Go to Paris, we have the all grown up one here with Angelica, we have another all grown up one says Let It Glow. We have the Zoe 101, Jamie Lynn Spears one. We got another Narnia, Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Timmy Power Hour. I love it in that pink. And we have the last issue right there. This is not every Nick magazine ever, of course. We are still working on that, but this is a lot of them we've got cataloged here. So let's add all of these guys in here. Boom, just like that. That is super satisfying, dude.
Yeah.
And let's add the green one in, which is the last issue. And then we have this stack right here, which we need to get a couple more remaining protectors for. We actually ran out. It looks like we need about 6 more. So those are gonna stay in the protectors just like that and come right in here. And then for our remaining left stack here, as I said, we have so many here that are filled with awesome artwork, and some of which are literally the full Nickelodeon magazine, but just without the cover. And you get Grail photos and shots like this. Dude, we just opened that. We just opened that Cool Tops. Dude, I need that notebook. I rule my world. That is so cool. Yeah, I mean, this is just a little gem that we found inside of there. So on Whatnot, I'm gonna give away all of these guys right here. So make sure you guys go follow over there so you guys can see that. But now we have this bin. You can go ahead and flip the lid on that one, Mitchell. And we got this one right here. So let's go and add both of these into our filing cabinet in the back of the room. And we will have completely cleaned out our section here and completely set ourselves up to collect more documents and add to our world's biggest Nickelodeon collection and everything else we do here in the Cartoon Cavern. So with the construction of the room back here, and also soon to be this entire wall, there is going to be a lot of stuff we can add on top of this. This is a temporary display, but this is going to add so much bunch of stuff where we can display up here, along with some awesome artwork on the wall. But for right now, we were putting these in here sideways just so they take up more room. We only have 4 of them. Right here, we have our orange bin though that has all of our files we added just today, and we have all this room for more, and a whole nother container here, and a whole nother container here. And the Nickelodeon magazines are only in this filing cabinet right now because we have the room for it. But eventually, the Nickelodeon magazines, we will not be able to keep the entire 110, 120 issue book here. We'll probably just keep the key issues in the cavern and the rest of them at the vault. So for right now, we'll keep those in here. But we have the files up there and our Nick magazines down here, and all we have to do is close this guy up, and it is ready and prepared for our next adventure, and also to preserve whatever we find along the way. Alright guys, that is actually it for this video though. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure you guys smack that like button, subscribe if you're new here. Let me know in the comments down below, what was your favorite file or item that we added into the bin today? I would appreciate that. But also check out this video on your screen right here, which is the last epic video on this channel. I know you guys are gonna love it, but make sure you're subscribed, have bell notifications, all that great stuff on too, because you guys do not want to miss some of the awesome content that's gonna be coming up in the near future. So do not miss out on it by subscribing. But again, I'll see you guys over there. And as always, Rat Pack, I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios.